Hello, Bacano. Morning. The mic is off? It's working. It's not off. I wonder how the internet is doing. Am I lagging already? Hey, Agustin. Let me know, guys, if I'm lagging. um, as I did tell you, I did say it on a community post. Um, I cut myself with a pair of scissors, so it was a very profound cut. I mean, it's done in a place where it's mostly flesh, so it wouldn't stop like bleeding. So yeah, and every time I would hold it, it would hurt. So I had to take a few days off shuffling cards. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, it's slowly recovering. I do have to change the band-aid, 3 times a day. I didn't think much of it until I had to shuffle and I realized that it hurt. Yeah, it hurt. Well, I shuffle. Yeah. This season, I don't know what is it, but it seems like everything happens, like uh, you know, last year I had also, all sorts of things happening around this time of the year. I don't know. But yeah, let's keep the positivity up and, and just like, wish for the best. And of course, I'm going to pay more attention. Maybe I was too busy or I was in a rush, so I didn't pay attention to what I was doing. No, I don't know. I don't think that it's the Libra season. Um, because I was feeling fine. Actually, like I'm doing well. It's just that there's certain like inconveniences, with my body, or like I had the ingrown nail, toenail, um, like a lot of small things happening, and I'm like, it's uncomfortable, especially for someone like me I think that is for everyone, that you tend to overthink things, and maybe I worry too much, so I have to let go of control, and breathe just breathe, you know one day at a time. Also, probably next Wednesday, if everything goes well, next Wednesday I'm going to be in the room upstairs. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how is the experience upstairs. I'm excited about it. I think that it's going to feel good. I'm just a bit worried about the hot weather, the summer, and because upstairs it gets very hot upstairs. I do have an AC, but it's very loud and it's not the best. But when it comes to reading tarot, I cannot turn on a fan, like an electric fan, because it would push all the cards away. So I like the cards would fall away because of the wind. So I don't know. I'm going to have to find a way. Maybe buying a small fan, those portable ones, the ones for the desk. Um, but I don't know if this is going to interrupt, like the shuffling and the displayment of the cards. Oh yes, yes, it's the Empress. Thank you, thank you for noticing. Yes, it's just that the color is white. It's not that. Yeah, but it's designed like this. Yes, thank you for noticing. You have great side. Also, I was this close last night. I was like, because it started raining, we also had again another weekend of strong winds and a bit of thundering, and there wasn't like a lot of rain, but there was a lot of thundering, and there was a lot of like strong winds. But I was like, what if I go live tonight? I was like really feeling in the mood last night. I was like, why don't I go on a live stream? And I was going, I was planning on doing this, but then I was like, oh well, but what if no one, no one, I mean, you guys have, if you're here at this hour, maybe it's because different time zones, maybe no one can get connected, or you guys are, you know living your lives, or maybe you are, going out, or you are somewhere else and you cannot be here. So I was like, "Well, but what if no one joins?" I'm going to be all alone. But I was very tempted to go live last night. Yes, I used to buy a lot from this online store. The girl, it's amazing. I have a lot of like her shirts, with the major arcana in it. Um, Even the that black, sort of hoodie that I have. I have the green hoodie, and then I have like a black sweater that it has like the black lucky kitten, the Neko, um, and all of them I bought it from her. But unfortunately, she closed the store. She wasn't. I guess she wasn't doing well. Maybe she was like spending a lot of resources on buying the different fabrics and everything, and maybe it wasn't that beneficial for her. She wouldn't get that much earnings. So she sort of did like a sort of sale about what she had, and I wasn't using Instagram back then because I took a break from Instagram. I uninstalled it of my phone. So when I came back and I saw that her account was like all new, she was all of the sudden like promoting herself and promoting that she is. I believe she's going more towards the holistic side. She was like um, doing Reiki and all of those things, like maybe focusing more on her image and what she can do for people, and not selling anymore, not selling the clothing. And I'm so sad because actually, it was really good. It was really original. Like every time I would wear something of hers, people would really compliment me because she done. You cannot find some. I mean, I know probably in the U.S. there's a lot of people that do this kind of clothes, and the printing with the major canas and all those um what is trending, the spiritual, the Buddhas and everything. But here in Argentina, there wasn't many people like this. And honestly, the ones that do sell, um, was she somehow similar to what she was doing? Um, I don't like, I remember I bought one t-shirt of a store, an online store that was kind of similar to hers, and the quality was awful. The quality was awful. The printing also of the shirt looked very cheap, very, very tacky. I didn't like it. So I was like, no, no one does it like her. But yeah, because it's just cotton, the honestly, like the shirts, they sometimes they lose a bit of, I have one amazing shirt that I love, but it got stained. So I have to replace them. Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Yeah, I always think about this. I always think, even if I have like now that I have four people in here, even if I just have four people, I know that maybe someone is going to rewatch it, or you're going to want to listen to the readings later. And this is why I keep doing it. This is why I'm not looking for like, oh, I want a lot of people to be watching my lives. And neither interactive, because if I wanted people to interact, I would just uh, release the restrictions in the comments, in the chat, I mean. And I don't want that, because I don't want negativity in my sometimes the people that are moderators, they are not here, so I cannot have people spamming in the chat, or just being disrespectful or annoying. And yeah, I don't want that. I have zero tolerance to that, especially because I do read your comments, I do read the chat, eh, especially now that I'm not reading yet. So I think that for me to have, like, I want to read the people that really matters in my community, or people that are just very respectful, or just nice, just nice. It's just that on the internet, you can find nice people, and then you can find, very annoying people. um K-pop and K-drama world is very toxic. It's very toxic. I know this. That I learned through the years that there's that I do have to put limitations, like sort of boundaries and rules, because um, people, when you read for what they want and when you give them what they want, they adore you. But then, just like everything, they consume in excess. So every 2 seconds, every 2 days, they're asking you for a new reading. Oh, can you read for this? Oh, can you read for this? And honestly, I'm not feeding that energy. I don't I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like my community to be like that. Like, no, no, please, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I understand you like the artist. I understand you're a fan, but please, let's slow down with the intensity and the spamming and the shippers and the lulus. Like, no, my God, please. I'm allergic to these people. I just energetically it gets on my nerves. And I have friends that they are the Lulu for their biases. So, I'm also the Lulu for my bias. But I keep it to myself, I don't I keep it like with I go and touch grass every once in a while. I like the live stream that you did for 17. How do how do they flirt? I should do the 2025 version of them, not of them, sorry, for the artists in general. Maybe I will resume it on Wednesday if everything goes well. You know that Wednesdays sometimes we, yes, it's so funny. Yes, it's really funny. Um, we need funny times, guys. We need funny content. So I appreciate that you guys, recommend me. I do love those series. It's just that I'm always looking, to create maybe a new reading or to, read for the Libra idols or the Libra artists that we have at the moment. So sometimes I forget about the series that I do. I forget about it. Um, so I do appreciate the feedback, because I also remember having a good time. I cannot promise that I'm going to do a whole group with all the members. No, because I don't have the time. But what I can do is I can create a post, and let people know that the series, I'm going to do the series on Wednesday, and you can leave your bias in there. Um, yes, yes, yeah. You know that also, this is something that I don't know. I think that in my country is the same. It's just that in here, uh, sometimes, because of the 50-50 rule in here in my culture, in my country, is well is installed, I would say. So if you go on a date with someone, maybe initially is 50-50. Um, because like first dates are not going that well, so maybe people just want to make sure, like, okay, I didn't put all my money in this, that I'm not seeing that person again. um but if you think about a country like Korea, that especially if you are like, a famous person, or I don't know. I think that sometimes people have this perception that idols are rich, and I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe, idols like, or artists like BTS, and Big Bang, those, those idols that have been in the industry for a lot of years. Maybe they are doing well. Like, yeah, they're really, they maybe are like billionaires or millionaires. I don't know. But maybe a group, like, it just a plain idol. I think that maybe their wage is like the average. Is like, it's good. You can live with that. You can sort of treat yourself here and there, but it's not like you are like, oh, I'm so, I'm such a millionaire. No. But the thing that I notice about them is that, dating culture is also uh, like everything is consumism. Everything is like, oh, let's go here because this is trending. Everyone is talking about this. This is like a famous place. This is like a famous restaurant. This is like a famous spot. So let's go here. And you want to impress your date, or you want to, show them a good time. Um, so I think that dating is expensive. And if you like the person, you have to keep investing. It's not it's not that you're going to do it once and that's it. So, you know, to date, it's expensive. Maybe you have idols that they're like, instead of dating, I prefer to use this money for, I don't know, to go out with my friends, or to go and play games, and I will not get into a scandal, and I will not get, into trouble. But dating is expensive, and you sort of have to sustain also that image, I would say, and they do care about image a lot. So I guess, people I are sort of like, um, observing you, like, okay, how much did you spend, where did you take your date, where did you guys go, um you know I'm curious about what are you about destined relationship. You want to read for their current energy and what they're going to end up with. Yeah, destined relationship, well, mainly for people that are single, like idols that are young, probably, that they are not in a relationship. um but yeah, destined relationship is more about their journey. It's not so much about who they're going to meet or when they're going to meet the person. It's more like, how are the circumstances, um today energetically, for them to meet this potential, this destined relationship. A destined relationship, it for me is, this is why I don't want to call it like, marriage, or like, who they're going to marry, or those things, because we don't know if they believe in marriage, if it will be successful. um so it's more like a relationship that probably it's destined to happen because it has like a very strong impact for them, that is going to be meaningful for their experience, or it's going to be meaningful for their, you know for the romantic part. You always have this, when you meet this person, that you have this relationship with them, whether it works or not. There's something about this person teaching you a lesson. So it's about that. It's not so much about like who and when. No, it's more about, what what do they have to work on to get there. But yeah, for someone, for example, like Chen, that he has, he is married and he has his wife and his family, I wouldn't read for him because I think that um he has his family. Um, I mean, you don't know, but I wouldn't read for him. I would leave him out of the. Um, is the same as if I'm in a relationship, I'm not going to go and look for a reading that is like, when are you going to meet the one? For example, if I'm in a relationship with someone, I wouldn't go for the reading because at the moment I am satisfied with who I am with, and that person is my present or is my reality or is who I'm somehow, um, planning to be in the future. Just, I don't want someone to tell me like, oh no, there's someone else coming for you. It's like, I don't want to hear it. Uh-huh, exactly. Yes, this spread is going to be is going to have three cards. The card one is going to be for what is holding them back from love right now. The second card is going to represent the signs from destiny guiding them to a relationship. And the third card is going to represent how they'll recognize the one. I don't take recommendations from the chat. I already have a list of what I'm going to read. And I also think that I read about them already. It's on my channel. Mm. Okay, guys, I'm going to start. Let me know if I start lagging. Let me know so I can put the data on my phone just in case, so I don't get interrupted. Let me know if you can see me well, if the quality is okay, please. I have all girls in here. Okay. I have all girls. I have aespa Karina, I-dle Shuhua. I have Ahn Yujin of IVE and Wonyoung. I have all girls. all girls in here, all girls for this destined relationship, which I'm happy. I like to read for the girls as well. You know, I don't want. Sometimes people ask like a lot for male idols, so I do appreciate when there's girls. Um, yeah, all girls. Yeah, but well, let's see for. Let's see for Karina. Let's see for her. What is holding her back from love right now? Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship, and how she'll recognize the one. Let's see. Okay. Card one. What is holding her back from love right now? Two of Wands for Karina. Um, I think that what is holding her back is from love is that it's probably work. It's probably having, you know, the Two of Wands. It's also about, it's an Aries card. You know, she's an Aries idol. So it's giving me Aries energy of like, I want to be on top of my career, or I want to be on top of my matters. I want to rule. I want to dominate. I want to have a certain control of what is going to happen to me in my career, of what I'm going to do in the future. So I think that for her, it's all about um, you know, having a sort of dominion over her career and her image, probably, and her impact and everything. I think that she's like planning ahead. She's planning for her future, and there's this strong sense of, you know, of dominance. You know, like she probably cannot, you know, allow herself to relax and just being, you know, receptive to love and dates and love letters or love messages, or, you know, flirting, because she's holding on very tight to her next project or to her future. Honestly, I think that this is a very you know, this is a kind of decision that she made for herself a while ago, because the Two of Wands is like, you know, it's like the second. This is why it's a card of two, because she initially made the first decision. She made it like a while ago, like probably a year ago, and now she's like, you know, planting the second, the second tree. I would say the second branch. You know, she's like, okay, I have to get better at this, or I have to improve this, or, you know, I'm looking forward to my future and my future projects. So she could, you know, not be feeling romantic, honestly, and not if it's not about advancing in her career, she doesn't want it. So this is what is holding her back at the moment from, you know, love right now. This is what, because she's putting all her, you know, her inner force and her passion, she's putting it into, I want to advance. I don't want to let go of the control that I have on my image. Maybe in the past she felt like she was about to lose control, or the control was going to be taken away from her if she got involved, you know, emotionally with someone. So she's like, no, I cannot allow myself to go through this again. I have to remain in control. I have to remain in the dominion. You know, I cannot. This is why I, you know, if you see me holding my fist like this, I can feel her like some literally like wanting to hold on really tight to the decision making, to what is being said about her. You know, she wants to dominate. She wants to feel like she has work to do. You know, she probably is like more thinking about her career and her future, and not so much of like, you know, I want to fall in love and I want to be romantic. You know, at least not now. The second card, signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship. Oh, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles for Karina. So definitely there's someone. Definitely there's someone. There's literally a person that is like, is this sign from destiny that, that is guiding her through a potential relationship. There's a suitor, there's a romantic person, there's someone that is talking to her, that is sending her messages, that is trying to invite her, or to, that maybe responds to her, Instagram stories. I don't know, whatever she does, there's this very loving and romantic guy that, even though maybe he's not doing it, he's pursuing her, but he's not doing this aggressively. He's just being kind, and he's been romantic, and he's been sweet, but he's not pushing it. He's not pushing it because maybe he truly cares about her, and maybe he knows her circumstances, or how she views, her, or how important her career is for her. So he's not pushing it. He's not pushing it. He's just been romantic. He's been attentive. He's there. He's there. This is why, he's there. He's available emotionally. He's feeling the butterflies for her. He has probably a huge crush on her. Or and he probably has like loving memories, um, uh, of her. So um, I think that he is a possibility. This is a person that probably will continue trying, will continue to be there, will continue to show love and appreciation, and being romantic and being sweet. He is like this, you know, literally this sign that if she would want to, love is available. And this could be her destined partner, I would say. This could be someone that, because I sense this person very sensitive or very emotional, like a charming person, like a charming prince, very sensitive, very romantic, all in his feelings, very charming as well. Um, so he could be good for her romantically. When you're like, I never meet a romantic guy, or I never meet, someone that is sweet with me. I think that for someone like Karina, that she's like having this wants energy that is very fiery. She's an Aries, she's always used to, conquering and fighting for her dreams and her aspirations, and keep advancing, and for her career is important. And for her to have, this sort of very water sign kind of person, water sign kind of guy, that is somehow, you know, being devoted to her. He's like very sweet. He's in there. He's like, what? She knows that this is not him being nice because we are friends. No, this is romantic. Could be platonic, but it's romantic. And this guy is like, I will keep delivering these messages to you. I will keep showing up like this because this is how I feel about you. He's not expecting her to choose him, or be, maybe he understands, maybe he also is an idol or someone that has, a lot to lose himself. So, but a knight also is someone that I wouldn't say like he's inexperienced, but because I know that people tend to, every time we read for these very famous idols, female idols, people are like, oh, it must be a BTS member, or it must be a, a Stray Kids member. I don't think that this guy is that popular. Or is that like, is an actor that is like, the most popular of Korea? No. The Knight of Cups is someone that is working actively, but it's not like, is like, you know, a big name. I don't feel it. But he has a lot of love to give. He has a lot of love, and he's sweet. Um, and he is her sign. He is the sign of destiny that, that could potentially guide her to if she wanted, she would have a relationship with this kind of man. It's just that maybe she's like, Yeah, I cannot do this. I'm sorry. The card free, how she'll recognize the one, the Nine of Swords. How she'll recognize the one. I think I think that the one is, like I said, this person could be really good for her actually. Could be, someone good for her, like the one for her. But the Nine of Swords is like is talking to me about her anxiety, her worries, her you know her being very anxious about you know this is why I'm like, she knows that this is available. She knows the advances of this person. She probably feels the same, but she prefers to not face it. The Nine of Swords is giving me that she tortures herself. She's like, I cannot give room to this person. I cannot give that person access because I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I don't feel secure. I feel nervous. I feel um, a bit paranoid about people finding out. I think that for her, love is maybe vulnerability to opening up to love. For her, it's very nerve wracking. I feel her very nervous, very like her like not being able to sleep and blaming herself. She has, I don't know if people had guilt trip her before, but she has a lot of guilt. She feels very guilty. Like what? But I think that love is available for her. There's something about her that she is destined to be in a relationship. I think that she's also a romantic person, and this person is also romantic. So there's something about this is like a great experience for you. But maybe because she doesn't want to lose control over her career and her image, this is like the price that she has to make, or that she has to pay, I would say. Feeling insecure, feeling like, yeah, I want this with you, but at the same time I'm afraid. So yeah, how she'll recognize the one. I think that she will recognize, honestly, the person that is the one for her is the person that is able to calm her down, to calm her nervousness, someone that sees her in this sort of attitude of Nine of Swords, that sees her, somehow like blaming herself, punishing herself, torturing herself with mentally, but like, oh, I did this wrong, or I messed up this. And this person, entering the picture and being like, it's okay, you done nothing wrong, you are a great person. So I think that the way she could recognize the person that could be good for her, or a destined relationship, someone that would be really good, is someone that is sensitive, that is empathic towards her, that is like, I know you don't need me to defend you. You can defend yourself, but I want you to know that I see you, and that I love you, and that I think that you're amazing, and I'm here for you. Very loving, very sweet, very understanding. Yeah, it's very sweet. So sweet. It's so sweet, this person. So sweet. I like it. But yeah, I guess she does have, some worries, and yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to continue with I-dle Shuhua. What is holding her back from love right now? Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship, and how she recognized one. Let's see for Shuhua of I-dle. And let's see the first card, that is what is holding her back from love right now. Temperance. We have the Temperance for Shuhua of I-dle. I think that what is holding her back from love right now is that she's healing herself. Literally, the Temperance is like, taking things slowly, Somehow maybe she went through something negative in also in her career or in her personal life. There's something about how she trying to find a healthy balance between what happened in the past and the peace that she's trying to gain right now. She's maybe feeling much more spiritual, or she's slowing down her energy, she's slowing down her expectations in love. Maybe she went through a breakup in the past, or something happened in the past. So there's something about her, with the temperance. Is like, I need to heal. I need to heal because maybe she went through a lot, mentally, emotionally, energetically, even. I think that she's like putting all this energy on herself and trying to recover. I don't know, was she in a hiatus or something like this? But I think that for her, an overall sensation. I think that I don't know why I want to say she got burned in the past. I don't know if she trusts the wrong people or she fell in love with the wrong person. I don't know. I think that she put a lot of herself in a specific person, and that person was not good for her. So it drained her. It took away her shining, her ability to shine, her ability to smile, her ability to stay positive. This is why we have the temperance. You have to go back to yourself, you have to tame the waters, you have to tame and get control in your life again, of your emotions. Just find the balance. In relationships, no extremes are good. Neither you being detached and be like, oh, I expect my partner to do all this for me, nor the other way around, of her giving her whole soul, body, and emotions to this person that maybe she opened up to someone that it wasn't the one, or it wasn't good. So I think that this is what is holding her back, that she's in the process of recovery. She's recovering herself, she's recovering maybe her self-esteem, her energy. And it's good. It's good. Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship. Oh, and we have the Three of Wands. I think that what is guiding her, a sign for the relationship, is that she has to keep advancing. She has to keep, the Three of Wands is like, keep advancing, keep working, keep moving, keep achieving things. um don't let the energy of others stop you. Keep doing you. Keep investing in yourself. Keep like advancing. I think that also the Three of Wands is like, um it's about willpower. Achieve one thing at a time, one thing at a time, one task at a time. Don't stop, don't overanalyze, just go out to life and do, move more, travel, get out of your comfort zone, plan more, make different plans, but just keep making progresses. I think that the Three of Wands is like, she will have more opportunities to meet the person, but she has to move. She cannot, afford to stay stagnant and be like, oh well, I will stay home and wait for my testing partner to show up. like no, the Three of Wands is like, you somehow, that person has to see you busy. You have to be active. Maybe this is about her being active with her career, having comebacks, appearing in different shows, showing yourself the way you are, being authentic, being excited, having the energy up, that this person sees you as, in her magnificent self. This person has to see you in action. This person has to see you shine, has to see you dominate again, like when I read for um you know um for Karina, that she got the two of wands. Shuhua has the three of wands. So this is more like a straightened, is more like a more stable and straightened process. It's like you already had done the work, you had moved a bit, you had advanced a bit, but let's keep going. Let's keep being strong. Let's keep advancing. We do not stop. We do not stop. She's advancing to build something, or rebuild something that maybe she lost. Maybe she lost passion in the past, or she lost, the drive to keep, believing in love, or to keep investing in love. And the cards is like, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot relax in love. This is not about her. This is not about her pursuing someone in particular. This is more about, like, you have to show up for that person or that destined relationship to find you. And maybe it's not going to find her in the usual places that she's in, or that she usually hangs out. I think that this could be like a foreigner, someone that is like part of a foreign culture, or this is, when she goes to visit a place that she haven't been before. So there's something like this, um, that it could be love at first sight, that this person sees her and it's like, wow, I love her. um how she recognized the one? Yeah, the two of pentacles. See, it's all about movement. It's all about movement for Chuhua. It's all about movement. It's while she's changing, or while she is in this process of change. This is where she's going to meet the person, when she's literally like moving energies, moving her money, maybe investing. I don't know, like there's something about her, sort of playing with faith, and being playful, and being adaptable, and being flexible, and this is when she's going to, feel like, oh, okay, now that I'm in this process of being more flexible, and I'm sort of letting go of control, and I'm just having fun, even though maybe, when it comes to money and resources, the two of pentacles is like, yeah, we're just, beginning, we don't know where this is going, but I'm having fun. And I think that this is, in this moment of change and adaptability of hers, is when she's going to meet the one. It's not going to be when she's like at the highest, and like, because maybe she has this perception that, okay, if I was a more successful person, or if I was richer, or if I was more successful in this, I would attract the one, or the destined relationship. No, actually, is when she is, I don't want to say like when she's at her lowest, but it's like when she's starting over, in those processes where she doesn't have much to work with, but she's trying to, juggle. She's trying to do the balancing of, the very few options that she has. And I think that there's something very attractive about Chuhuan, is that with very little she can do a lot. And this is what can attract her destined relationship. Someone that sees her, that sees like, wow, this woman is very, it's very hardworking. Look, with this very little resources, she's so funny. There's something about her being funny, being witty, or being just a great entertainer. But she shines so much when she doesn't have that much, or when the conditions are not that good, and she steals the show. So I think that this is where she's not going to find the person or the relationship when she's like, oh, I'm so successful. Actually, I think that, the more successful she gets, or the more people recognize her, I think that the more she attracts those kind of people that they don't want anything serious with her. They just want the attention, or they just want to be seen with a celebrity, not serious man or person. Ah, when you read for her in the past, she was for a relationship in a star recovery. I'm going to continue with twice Tzuyu, the magnet twice. Okay. What is holding her back from love right now? Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship and how she'll recognize the one. Well, I'm going to put just in case. I'm going to put just in case the data because I don't want interruptions. Just in case, guys, because it's starting to blow the wind. So I don't want interruptions in my internet connection, just in case. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay. For Tui, okay, what is holding her back from love right now? We have the star. I cannot show you entirely because the lady is naked. But yeah, I think that the star definitely it's literal. Like what is holding her back from love right now is that she is like this is her moment. The star it's literally her stardom. The star also talks about destiny, so somehow it's part of her destiny to maybe this time in her life to spend it in a spotlight or to be focused on work or to be focused on shining herself. It's all about her. It's all about her. It's all about her, building her image. It's all about her shining. It's all about having her moment. It's all about her, receiving the love, receiving the admiration. I think that this is a process of her own, self-actualization, and she, no relationship can enter now to somehow, interrupt that. Um, so I don't think that she will let a relationship interrupt, her work or anything. But there's something about, that destiny is like not now. Destiny is like not now. You are the star of your life. So, enjoy it. You know, just be yourself, expose yourself, expose your stardom, your attractiveness. Is all the eyes are on her. She's doing very well. She's going to do very well in the future. So there's something about the cards being like, this is her self-love or her self-esteem or the resources and the possibilities that are appearing for her as an individual with choice, but also as an individual, probably in the near future, is what is sort of holding her back from love. Because the cards is like, you are the one that matters now, not a relationship. So it's okay if she's not in a relationship because the moment is for her. The star, she is the star. She is the star. And no one is going to come here with, like to interrupt this. So I think that probably this is like a person that maybe she will find love later in life and not so much in her or 20s. I don't know how old she is, but yeah. Um Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship. The magician. The magician. I think that the signs, that are guiding her um, to a relationship is that probably this person um, is very resourceful. There's something about the magician. I don't know why I want to say like a person because this is the magician is not a person, but it feels like an energy for me. That somehow it sort of matches the star. the star and the magician are, the magician is somehow being like, yeah, you are the star, but I also have my ways, or I also have my contacts, I also have my, I have my tricks, I have my connections, I have my abilities and my talents. So, somehow if I wanted you to notice me, I will call you, or I would send you text, or I will try to reach out to you. So probably, the science is that it feels like destiny, the magician, and but I think that in destiny maybe the person will have to play sort of like magic tricks to get to her, because this person has to be like this. It has to be someone flashy. It has to be someone with charisma, with a strong willpower. It has to be someone with tricks, literally. It's giving me Gemini or air sign kind of energy. I know she's an air sign herself, but probably this person is also an air sign like her, and it's very witty, and it's very maybe it's like a comedian, someone that makes you laugh, or someone that is just very it's very peculiar and funny and unexpected the way they flirt or how they communicate with her. But this is like a person that is like, yeah, I understand that you're busy right now, or that you want to focus on yourself, but I will get to you. I will get love will get to her. It's just that it will appear like a sort of like a magic trick. It will appear like destiny is like it has to be interesting for her to be like, oh wow, I guess this is love is coming, or romance is coming, but it has to be flashy. It has to be like out of the blue, or it has to be unexpected, because since she's in this energy of the star, the star, it's so comfortable. She's like, yeah, I'm used to, the exposure, and I'm used to, I know she's a professional. She knows, she knows people, she knows the business. She's very intelligent. She knows everything. So definitely, when love appears, or when love is, or when there has to be a sign from destiny that love is available for her, it has to be like magical. It has to be like different. It has to feel like, oh my God, this never happened to me. What is this? What is this? Like, to somehow get her attention or her curiosity going. It has to be someone like this. It has to be someone flashy, or someone unexpected, or someone funny, someone that can break the mold, because she this is not about beauty. This is not about like, oh my God, that guy is handsome, or that person is beautiful. No, she's not. It takes a while for her to be actually like attracted, or to be even impressed. So this is why, the magician is like, we will have to send you someone that, or you will have to start a connection or an interaction with someone that it feels like a magic trick, because it has to be like this. Otherwise, she will not have it. She will not take it seriously. Uh, how she'll recognize the one, the Queen of Wands. How she'll recognize the one. I think that she'll recognize the one that makes her feel like this, the one that makes her feel like the Queen of Wands, the one that makes her feel like she is like um in this very powerful position, or she's being appreciated for being this passionate person, or for being this hardworking person, or for being this magnetic woman, this, for feeling also very independent, very, very much in charge. So I think that the person, or the destined relationship, it has to be a relationship that is able to lift her up, or at least being okay and being a great supporter of her in this energy, in this energy of like, I am important, I am in control, I am a boss myself, or she has businesses of herself, or she's in charge. This person is not going to be, or the relationship is not going to appear when she is at her lowest. The destined relationship or the destined partner for her is going to appear when she is, in her front, where she's feeling the most confident, where she's feeling like she's winning, or that she's been, appreciated, or she's been on top of projects, or she's been, very successful, or she's been like it's giving me a boss, like when, oh, I have my own business, or I have my own, my own kingdom. I have a kingdom of my own, and I am the queen here, and I rule. I am the ruler. And I think that the relationship is going to come from a person that is not going to be intimidated by this status of hers, or by this passion of hers, because I think that she is, it's also part of her destiny to be a very influential woman, to be very much in positions of power, to feeling very comfortable with being in power. And I don't see her being like, oh, I just want to settle down and have children and be at home. No, not Tzuyu. Tzuyu wants to be a queen. She wants to, have a dominion over businesses or over brands, and maybe being in a spotlight, continuing being a star herself. But yeah, definitely the partner has to be, the destined relationship is that when she's feeling like she is on top of the universe, or that she is like, adored by others, um, her this relationship makes her feel like it's okay to be this magnetic, or to be this important. She will not have to, lower her expectations, and just, make herself a small, so because, oh, I don't want my partner, or I don't want this relationship to get ruined. No, she has to continue shining. She has to continue shining. She can be in a relationship and also continue shining. She can do both. Okay, I'm going to continue with I, Yujin, I, Ahn Yujin. Let's see. I, Ahn Yujin. What is holding her back from love right now? Signs from destiny guiding her to relationship, and how she recognized the one. Okay, for Ahn Yujin. What is holding her back from love? Right now, we have the Two of Swords for Ahn Yujin of IVE. So, yeah, I think that she, what is holding her back in this tarot deck, it says peace in here. This is like a very Libra card also, Moon in Libra card. Um, Maybe she's caught up between two people, or she doesn't want to make a choice, like an active choice. She doesn't want to see that the person is in there, or that the person, maybe she knows who this person is. Maybe she's like, yeah, that would be my ideal, or that would be the kind of love I would want to have this story with this person. But the Two of Swords is like, this is why the keyword is peace, because somehow maybe for her it would mean, To let love enter in her life, or maybe a proper relationship, it would mean chaos. Not just because she's an idol and exposure and people criticizing her or people finding out. I think that is more about her internal processes. Maybe she does know that if she feels love or attraction for someone, she loses her peace, or she loses this ability to stay neutral, or she loses this stability or balance. Even she loses balance, maybe mentally, maybe emotionally. Maybe she's someone that she's like, every time I get attached to someone, I get very nervous, or I get obsessive, or I just cannot sleep, or I cannot stop thinking about small things. So for her, it's like, I kind of don't want to choose right now, because I need to be at peace at the moment in my life. Maybe there's a lot of chaos in her life. Maybe there's a lot of things that she has to, pay attention to. And if she was in a relationship, or if she would really open up her heart to someone, it would trigger a sort of nervousness in her, that she's like, I wouldn't be able to function, in areas of my life that actually I need to function. I need to think straight. And if I'm in love, or if I let someone in my life, in my heart, I will not be able to be this, sensible person. So yeah, this is why she's like, I prefer to not, not let it in at the moment. Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship. We have the star. Again, the naked lady. The star. The star. Yeah, I think that signs from destiny guiding her to love. Probably she's a very intuitive person, so there's something about her energy knowing. Maybe literally it will be destiny put in this person. She will not be able to escape this person, because the star is like, I'm part of your destiny. I'm here. I don't see the person, but it seems like it's going to be faded. It's going to be like you will not be able to escape this person. You will run into this person. You will see them, even if when you don't want to see them. You will have to, I don't know, work with them, even if you don't want to work with them. And I think that she knows this. This is why we have the two of swords. That in the two of swords, there's a lady blindfolded. She knows, like, if things start like happening, like coincidences, serendipity, and she's starting to run into certain someone, and there's like sparks fly, everything. She's like, oh, this is destiny telling me that I can escape this. It's part of my destiny. Is going to be this special, or is going to be this spiritual, I would say. It's just that maybe there's a part of her with the two of swords that she's trying to be rational about it. She's like, oh no, maybe I'm being too sensitive, or maybe I'm overthinking things. And yeah, I see this person, they appear, and I feel something, and they make me feel something, and I observe something, but I think that it's not like that. I'm confused. If they give me signs, I don't understand it, or if I give them signs, they don't take it. So it's very odd. But the signs from the destiny guiding her is that she will not be able to escape this person. It's part of her destiny. They will appear. They will maybe disappear, and they will come back. So it's like, you will see this person. They will appear, or you will have to see them again, or you will have to interact with them. So there's no escapatory here. um how she recognized the one, the four of wands. Is so nice. It says perfected work. Perfected work. The four of wands. Perfected work. I think that, yeah, she will recognize the one. This is another woman that they usually get this one card at the end, because I think that that this person or this relationship will manifest itself when she's at this stage in state in her life or in her professional life where she's stable and happy with what she had been accomplishing. When there's like a celebration, when there's like an anniversary, when there's like a reunion, when there's like a winning of awards, when there's like this celebration, maybe someone getting married, like, but it has to be like the feeling of like, oh, we are here together because we are celebrating everything that we had accomplished. And this is why we have the card of perfected work, because I think that maybe she she's trying to avoid this sort of faded partner, or this person that is going around her, because she doesn't feel like her work is perfect. Maybe she wants to accomplish more, maybe she wants to be more famous, maybe she wants to get more deals, maybe she wants to earn more money. So there's something about her, being like, my life is not perfect at the moment. um I'm not at the place that I want to be yet. So maybe, when finally, when they receive a recognition, or maybe when the group wins a very influential award, or maybe when she herself wins like an award or an opportunity that is her dream, and when things are all finalized and she's like, I done well, I done well. In there, she will open the doors for love, for this fated relationship. But there's something about the cards being like, you can escape destiny. Like, this person has already been placed in front of you. So if this member of IVE is watching my videos, because I know that she's so spiritual that maybe she is. I don't know if she understands what I'm talking about, but if you know who it is. I don't think any idol watches my video, but just in case someone that understands a bit of my own broken English, if they come across my readings, pay attention to my readings, because sometimes I nail it when I'm feeling inspired. Okay, IVE Wonyoung. Let's see for her destined relationship. What is holding her back from love right now? Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship, and how she'll recognize the one. Okay, what is holding her back from love right now? Ace of Swords. Um, I think what is holding her back is that um, she's starting. First of all, she's like exercising mental clarity. Um, she's in this period in her life where she's like dissipating all the doubts, all the cloud, all the confusion in her life or in her mind. She has very, like, there's something that she's making very bold decisions, maybe about her future, her brand, her image. But there's something about communication as well. I think that she's starting an era maybe where she's going to start to speak up more. So maybe there's something. Sorry, and I'm even joking on on my own voice, because there's something about the throat chakra of Wonyoung about relationships and connections. So maybe she's like, I'm talking back, or I'm responding, or I'm speaking up against things that maybe at in the past she was like, I don't talk about this, or I don't mention this, or I don't bring this up. So maybe, there's something about her, maybe, yeah, receiving messages or something, from people, admirers, she does have a lot of admirers. But maybe, in the near future, she's going to make a very bold statement about, maybe what she likes in a relationship, what she doesn't like a person, for someone to do, what she finds annoying, what she finds distasteful, or what she finds unpleasant from people. So you're going to see, Wonyoung speaking up a bit more. There's something about her opening communication, or maybe answering back, to maybe people that are, you know, very insistent. I think that she definitely, because she's beautiful, she gets a lot of messages. Or maybe, and these are very influential people. She gets a lot of messages, she talks maybe to people, but just very, very, hello, yes, thank you, bye. She's not like that emotionally interested in someone. But the Ace of Swords is also setting the record straight. So there's something about her, maybe in the near future being like, somehow, putting people in their places. I mean, like, this is my truth. I don't like this person, or I don't like this kind of person, or I don't like this behavior, or I don't want this for myself, or I'm not a romantic, or I don't like this in a person, I don't find this attractive. So I think that there's something about, like, Wonyoung is not interested in finding love at the moment. She's more interested in asserting her own communication. She doesn't want people to tell lies about her, or she doesn't want people to create a narrative about herself. She's like, if something is going on with me, I will tell you myself. I will speak up myself. If I don't say anything, it's because it's not true. So I think that also, maybe, yes, this is somehow holding her back from love right now, because she is like coming with this very, with this very, um sharp, object that is the sword. But she's like, let me get rid of the confusion that you guys have about me. And this is for everyone, not just for people that are watching and speculating about her love life or who she likes. This is also for her suitors, or for people that think that they have a chance with her. She's like cutting some heads. She's like, yeah, I don't like you like that. You know, she's going to feel very mercurial, very Virgo. She's a Virgo woman. So there's something about her looking sweet, but she actually, when it comes to love or maybe propositions, she's like, no, thank you. Next. Yeah, yeah, no, you're not my type. Sorry. Sorry, you're not my type. So yeah. So don't think, to those suitors, don't think too much of yourself, because she's going to bring your ego down. Signs from destiny guiding her to a relationship. We have the King of Wands. There's someone very influential. Yes, there's someone very influential that wants an opportunity with her. Definitely, definitely. It's very obvious. Also, it's very obvious. This could be an older person, older than her. Very bold, very passionate. It's giving me Aries kind of vibe. Um, I mean, I think that this person could show interest in her, but like I said, with the Ace of Swords, I think that she will cut, like, no. No, she's like, thank you, but no, no, no. Um, this is a very powerful person also, very impulsive. This is why it's giving me Aries energy, very impulsive, very much like, oh, I say what I want when I want to. Could be someone very like influential as well, it's giving me older guys. I know that every time, we think about Wonyoung, people try to associate her with the popular idols and everything. And for me, this King of Wands is giving me older man, older guy. someone older, a bit much more dominating, and for her it's like, oh no, no, like, don't bother, don't bother, because maybe it's too old for her, or there's something about this person having an attitude. So I don't think that this is like someone that is good, but maybe it's showing you that, if she wanted to have a relationship with an influential person, or with someone that is rich, or someone that is, very successful, she could. Definitely the king of wands is a conqueror, is someone that is very possessive, is very masculine. It's like, I see you, I want you, I get you, like a go-getter. And I think that for her it's like, yeah, I'm not attracted to that. Like, I don't care how, how bold and passionate you think you are, I'm not interested. um so I think that even though this person, this kind of person can appear, there's something, maybe it's because, her image is very sweet, and she seems like she's very sweet and angelic, and she's like a beautiful person. Maybe people like the more like romantic, not romantic, the more like, masculine guys, those men that are very, you know, um, um, dominant, they want someone like her. They are like, I'm going to conquer her, and I'm going to ask her out, and she's going to say yes because I'm powerful, because no one says no to me. And she's like, yeah, no. So maybe she does attract, this kind of very men that are a bit like impulsive, and also, very dominant, like, then thinking that, oh, she needs someone like me with a strong character, someone that knows what they want, maybe someone that goes to the gym and they build their bodies a lot, and they are very masculine but very narrow minded, like, no. um yeah, she could attract people like this, but I don't think that these are like a great energy for her. The good thing is that these people, the king of wands energy is people that they are unapologetic, in the sense that if they like her, they will go and talk to her, or they will make a move. But I think that she's like, yeah, no, you're not my type. um how she recognized the one, we have the card of justice. I think that she will recognize the one when things feel balanced. Now that we are in Libra season with the card of justice, I think that this is very important for someone like Wonyoung. A relationship has to feel balanced, not going into the different extremes. And like I mentioned, maybe she has this sort of tendency of attracting this very, I don't know why I want to say forceful or dominant or even aggressive, a bit aggressive kind of men, that they are like, oh, I can dominate her, I can conquer her because she's so sweet. Or they see her like this vulnerable being, and they find it hot. They find it like exciting, and they are like, oh wow, she's my type because she's like a doll, or she's so beautiful, she's like a fairy, and they just love her for that. But actually she has a very sharp mind and a very sharp mouth as well. She's very sharp. She's like, when she tells you no, it's no. um and I think that she will show it more as the time passes. But yeah, with the justice card, it has to be a balanced relationship. It cannot be, she cannot be with people that want to, dominate her, or be like, oh, I will be in a relationship with you and let me do everything because I'm the man in the relationship. She's like, no, no, I matter too. I want a balanced relationship. I matter too. I am important too. What I decide or what I want to do is also going to be validated. So you better give me room. You better give me my space in a relationship, because I'm not a follower. I don't follow in relationships. So, the justice also, it talks about how she also wants a relationship that is fair for her, and that is fair for the other part. She's like, I don't want to be dominated neither by you nor by others. Like, she wants freedom, she wants autonomy. in the relationship. And she probably is like, I want to date someone that is like probably equally influential as me, not more like more powerful than me or more influential than me, nor less less influential. She definitely is not going to date someone that is broke or someone that is a rookie. No, her destined relationship has to be balanced. It has to be with a person that is equal to her. They are both equals when it comes to opportunities and when it comes to maybe even looks. Her like, okay, I am this beautiful. I want a man that is this beautiful. But it's not about looks. But I think that the relationship will be the perfect balance. You will be like, wow, it could even be that you look at them and you're like, they look like twins. They look like twins. Her destined partner looks like another version of her. Is very like this, but there's respect, there's understanding, there's harmony. There's harmony. I wonder if this person could be a Libra also. But yeah, no Jim Bro, no those um, egotistic men. No, there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those. This is why, when I saw the King of Wands, I was like, oh my god, so misogynistic. And with her, they have a fixation because they see her and they think that she's like this, that she's like this sweet, and actually she has a strong temper, a strong character, and she's very intelligent. So yeah, she's not that vulnerable. She's very intelligent, and probably, as time passes, the more she's going to start to speak up and be more blunt about boundaries. Hey, Vanessa, bro. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah, I have the band-aid on, but yeah, I can move my finger well. The other day it was a bit painful. Okay, I'm going to start with some Libra artists that I have here, that I have pendant. Okay, I'm going to start with the Chinese actor Xiao Zhan. Xiao Zhan, I believe he's a Libra. Let's see for Xiao Zhan. Oh my God. What happened to Xiao Zhan? Is he recovering from something? Because the cards are... Mm. It's Jongho's. Did I read for Jongho? Did I read for Jongho, Vanessa? Okay, for Xiao Zhan, we have 8 of Swords. We have 5 of Pentacles. No, 5 of Pentacles, sorry. 5 of Cups. In the middle, we have Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, this man needs... He goes through, like, there's moments where he's back, then there's moments where he hides. We have the Page of Wands, exploration. So is he angry about something? Is he angry about something? Is he fighting back against people? Because with the Knight of Wands in the middle is like he's giving me this very like strong, defender, defending himself or maybe defending others. Because yeah, with the 8 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, he went through something. He went through maybe at the beginning of the year or last year, maybe there was some limitations, there was some, or maybe people had been questioning him or something like this, that it made him feel like he lost opportunities or he was going through something. But yeah, in the middle we have the Knight of Wands, so he's all brave, he's, getting all this passion of his, and maybe he's like, well, I have to recover from this, or I cannot be sad or disappointed at this forever. I have to unleash my potential, or I have to get out of this stagnation, or I have to get out of this situation. It feels very emotional, but I think that there's something about him fighting this feeling and being like, I have to get back to work. Um, we have the Hermit and the King of Pentacles. So maybe in the near future, he's reviewing future opportunities in work. I can see it, with the Hermit. It's like, give me time to process this, or give me time to, because he's a huge star. The King of Pentacles is someone that has like a legacy, or someone that is very influential, and he's very hardworking himself. It's just that he's like, let me review my options very well, because he's feeling, very anxious, or he's feeling very, I don't want to say like provocative or proactive. I don't know if he's fighting some people online, or he's fighting people literally, but he's feeling like very passionate. Like, if you provoke me, I will go for you and I will hunt you. Like he's maybe he was accused of something, or maybe people were like talking about him, and he felt like, he couldn't respond properly back then, but now his whole fire is unleashed, and he's starting to move. He's starting to move, and he's like going to be reviewing, a new opportunity, or a new work, or a new business opportunity. But I think that it's going to do great, because he's going to be the protagonist. The King of Pentacles is like, yeah, this is, whatever I'm doing is for me, is for my own benefit. It's just that he needs to evaluate, because he's feeling very restless, he's feeling very reactive. So I'm like, yeah, with the Hermit in here, you need to, I understand that there's some anger, he's angry about something. So I wonder who triggered him, or who, got him like this, because I think that he was holding back from responding, or maybe he was like, I cannot say anything right now, but as soon as I get out of this, I'm going to say something. I don't think that he says is it's not about what he says, because the Knight of Wands is not about communication, but it's about body language, or it's about what he does, or his actions. So he's like, maybe he feels like he wasted time, somehow being prisoner of other people's judgment. I don't see a judgment here, but he felt very sorry. He felt very sorry for himself. Well, the Page of Wands, exploration. See, he's going to end the year, this 2025, somehow reviewing and exploring um, these options, these opportunities of his. He's definitely, getting ready for 2026, because there's going to be a very important, opportunity for his career, for him. I don't know about co-stars, I don't know about others, but for him, it's going to be, very important. It's going to be very influential. It's going to bring a lot of money as well. But yeah, he has to take time to explore as well. Explore, like, don't get fixated on one project. Just, explore. you know um I think that was he not allowed to go out, or something like this, because with all this Knight of Wands and Page of Wands, it's giving me like he wants to go out, or he wants to, you know get out of his house, or wherever he is. Like, he was like, was he detained somewhere? Like, what happened to this man? Because he wants to get out and explore. He wants to get out. He's like, but I also see him like he probably wants to run away from certain people. So yeah, poor guy. Ah, okay. He wasn't okay. I will ask him here. Why, guys? Okay. Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me well? Okay, I'm going to continue with Bae Suzy. Let's see. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, for Bae Suzy, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Wands. Yeah, Nine of Wands. Six of Swords and Death card. Four of Wands is a homecoming. Homecoming. Yeah, her life is also is also very dual. You know, like it's like there's maybe because I don't know if it has to do anything that she's a Libra, but her life it goes back and forth with good news, bad news, good news, bad news, good vibes, bad vibes. You know, like it feels like this. It's never stable. Even though I do see success in here, you know, we have the Five of Pentacles and we have the Ace of Pentacles. So I think that maybe at the beginning of the year I don't know if she participated in another, work or kind of project that maybe didn't go very well. But the Ace of Pentacles is like a new opportunity appeared, and this opportunity was probably more, popular or was, more important for her. So there's something about, like I think that, and this is not her. I think that is, I feel it, and I'm like, this is people. This is people. People wishing that she would I don't know if people have like this sort of like prophecy that they are like, she's going to flop or she's going to do bad or she's not going to be successful. People don't have like um don't have faith in her, don't have faith in her projects, or maybe they are like, oh, I'm sure this is going to fail, or I'm sure that she's not going to do very well. But actually she does get the back, she does get the money, she does get the money. Maybe the project doesn't get the money, or maybe there's something about some people not getting that much, but she does get it. Or she does uplift her projects, or some projects, because she is in it. So for her it's like, I'm influential. Whatever I am, people pay to see me. Then if the project is like very mediocre, it has nothing to do with her, because she gets paid and she gets the job done and she is successful. So this is why I'm like, I feel it like this is people more like that are so eager to criticize whatever she does, even before some things are being released or launched. It's like they want her to do bad. And it's so we have the Nine of Wands in the middle. So I think that this is something about Bae Suzy energy somehow always been under a lot of pressure, or under a lot of stress, and also things are challenging for her all the time, or maybe the criticism is a lot. But this also shows her resilience. She's someone that she's like, she's not going to give people what they want, in the sense that you are not going to see her falling, because she's a very strong person, she's a very strong minded person. She's like, yeah, I know there's people that don't like me, or that they are somehow waiting for me to fall, or waiting for me to fail, but I will continue. I will continue. I will continue working. I will do my best. I am a survivor of bad instances, but you will not see me fall. It's just that it's exhausting. It's exhausting because she's giving it its all. She's giving it all. She's putting all her energy. You know, uh, there's something about her, some project that maybe, it was challenging physically, or maybe she had like a sort of injury or something like this, and maybe she hasn't talked about this, but there were some challenges physical, that maybe people don't know about, or people are like, oh, but she always looks pretty and she always wear pretty dresses, or she always looks like flawless and stunning, and people just been focusing on her fashion or the character's fashion instead of just looking at, maybe some scenes were risky or they took a lot of time to film. There's a lot of effort from this woman, so yeah, people should appreciate her more, honestly. um but the six of swords and the death card. See, after maybe the promotions of this, I know that there's a drama because I have been watching it. The drama with her, the genie drama, I have been watching that. But yeah, in the near future, I have the six of swords and I have the death card. So I think that she's going to maybe travel or move on very fast to um, a different. She needs to transform herself, and I wonder if she's going to travel or she's going to, maybe, I don't know if it's about work. I don't want to say that she's going to start like working right away on something new, but I do see changes. The six of swords and the death card is literally like her, like starting, going through a sort of transformation, being like, maybe she's very tired. This is a very needed kind of transition. I would say she needs to move on or advance from this, and she wants to change. There's maybe changes of habits or maybe changing of lifestyle. She's going to introduce some changes into her life. Maybe, moving, maybe going, traveling, or going to live somewhere else, but she needs a detox in her life. Yeah. But the fourth one's homecoming. So I think that there could be a celebration. I don't know if this is about the drama of hers, but there could be like a celebration for her show, or her attending to a very important event. But she will always be welcomed like this very prestigious person, this very prestigious um um oh, sorry guys, my back hurts. Um you know, I don't want to say like celebrities, more like artists. So there's always going to, even if there's like people that are just very, judgy towards her, with the four ones, there's going to be like um, a, a celebration, or there's going to be a very important event where she's going to be welcomed and she's going to be well received. She's going to show, that she's having a great time. So I think that happy times are coming. It's just that maybe she needs change. She needs to change scenarios because people are very negative towards her. Okay. I'm going to continue with Kim Jiwon. Kim Jiwon. These cards are so glossy that I cannot see a thing. I cannot see a thing. Okay. For Kim Ji-won, we have Eight of Pentacles. We have Nine of Cups. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the middle. A lot of work. What is going on with her? She's working on something. We have the Eight of Cups. And we have the Page of Cups. A lot of love. She's very loved. And we have the Four of Pentacles. It says security. So whatever she's going to create is going to be received with a lot of love. A lot of love. She's very loved. People love her very much. And I wonder how long they have been waiting for something of hers, because there's like a lot of like anticipation for like, okay, when is it coming, when is she appearing, when is she coming back, when, and she had been working on details, she had been working on getting things the way she wants to, she's very diligent, she's very specific, she's very detail oriented, a bit, obsessive with details. I mean, like, let's not release this like this, let's wait a bit. There's a lot of work, nevertheless, a lot of work, a lot of details, but she's very satisfied with how this is going to go. Maybe they sort of also, the Knight of Pentacles is like, we are going to advance with the project, but maybe they are waiting for certain, maybe they're waiting to launch this in a period, maybe when there's not, there's something about the right timing. So I wonder if there's like, if they don't want to compete with a certain drama or with a certain movie that is released, or that is it was released. So they are like waiting for they are slowing down because they're waiting for the right moment to launch this. Could it be that they want to launch this around Christmas time because they know that people will be in their homes watching? But it feels very nice. It feels very nice. She's very loved also, the Eight of Cups and the Princess of Cups. For her, it's like, it's like somehow, yeah, releasing something maybe to the fans or to people that want to see her. And that, I think that it has been like a very long wait, and she's slowly getting there, slowly delivering the work. um but yeah, I think that she's very loved, but at the same time, with the Eight of Cups and the Princess of Cups, she's also a very sensitive person. She's a very, like, somehow like mysterious kind of figure, mysterious woman, very sensitive, especially in these times. So this is why, the Eight of Cups is giving me like, maybe she delivers this work of hers, and then she somehow, goes MIA again, or you don't see her that much, or um there's something about her that changed. The Princess of Cups is like, this is like a fresh new beginning for her, but she's not ready to come back like full force. There's a lot of sensitivity here, there's a lot of like, yeah, I will appear, but I will do it very gently. And I will not talk about certain things, or I will not do certain things. And maybe, her character also is very sensitive. Maybe, there's something about her role. Or the subject of the creation is very sensitive. So she's like being very careful about this, about her own image, about how she shows herself. But she doesn't want to be that exposed. She doesn't want to be that exposed. So I wonder if with this Knight of Pentacles, I wonder if actually like she's going to be accompanying someone, and actually like maybe the the protagonism is more focused on a man, and she's like accompanying him, or she appears in this project, um like a sort of guest, but it's not like her taking the spotlight, because she still needs a time to move on. There's something about her being like, I'm still not fully, I'm happy. She's very happy. She's very committed to this project of hers. But she's like, I'm still being gentle with myself, or maybe she's been sensitive, she's been um, um, kind to herself. She's been kind to herself. She's been kind to to the project, and also I think that this is what she wants to do. Maybe she wants to support other actors or actresses, and not stealing the spotlight, or not being in the spotlight, like not being the protagonist. There's something about her maybe wanting like more meaningful but small roles. Feels very humble, very humble. Like she appears in a very humble way. but the amount of work that she had put into this, it's unbelievable, and there's a lot of pride in here. It's just that it feels very slow. It feels maybe very small, or very, low key, not that, crazy of, like, feel very modest, But the four of Pentacles, security. I think that this also, she is a woman that maybe in this time in her life, she has security. She feels secure in her life, maybe in her finances or in her lifestyle is very secure, and she prefers to stay like this. She prefers to enjoy this and not be that extravagant. Not maybe taking risky roles and just taking um a lot of, like her face everywhere. Like, I think that she's like, she's feeling sensitive, like the Page of Cups is giving me like she's gentle, she's sweet. um she's an artist, definitely. It's just that maybe she wants to create or being part of projects that have more soul, instead of just like, oh, I want this to be a hit. She feels like she's also like much more cautious about her, decisions. She meditates more about future projects. She doesn't take just, whatever. I want to read for DPR Ian, for Christian Yu, because I know that there have been some issues with him, and I believe his brand, and people wanted to see, because I was looking for his reading on Virgo season, but I guess no one recommended me, or I didn't read if someone left a comment for me to read for him. So since I didn't read for him in Virgo season and he's a Virgo artist, I'm going to read for DPR Ian. Let's see how he's going to go in these last months of 2025 and the beginning of 2026. Ian, Christian Yu. Okay. For Christian Yu, yeah, we start with the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the middle, the Two of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands. And then we have from the other deck the Three of Wands. It says the Journey. Yeah, so definitely he has to embark himself in a new journey. I think that, yeah, there's something about, maybe there was like, I don't want to say like there was a bit of passiveness or passivity, but with all these pentacles, there was something about like, when you're working on something, or when someone tells you like, oh yeah, we are working on this, or we are going to make it better, or yeah, we don't have news yet, but wait, let's see. And I think that whatever happened, because I don't understand much, my friend tried to, explain it to me, but I'm no expert about, I know he was very upset, but there's something, here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords, about this very practical and slow approach, I would say, to work. So maybe, there were some concernings, or there was something about him, maybe slowly working towards something or working with someone, but because maybe he was feeling a bit anxious, or he has his condition also as well, so maybe his mind took a bit of you know interrupted a bit the processes of him paying attention to certain details. So he was like, yeah, I will review this, or you guys tell me to wait, I will wait, because I'm not feeling that well, so I guess I will take a break, but I trust you guys. When I have to show up to work, I do it. He's a very hardworking person, in spite of him inside sometimes, him feeling like this, him feeling a bit out of control, but he's a very diligent person. He always continues working, he never stops. It's just that there's something about the pentacles also being very slow moving, in the sense that maybe he was waiting for something, or they told him to wait, and he somehow was like, okay, since I'm sort of like not that pendant, because I have my own, my mind is also filled with all the things that I have. I wasn't looking, or I trusted you guys, because I was so busy, or I was so pendant on my on my issues, on my mind, that I trusted that this was in good hands. But yeah, the Eight of Pentacles in the middle is letting me know that he is working on being better at this. He has to perfectionate his ways, what he has available. He probably was working on something and it was almost done, or it's almost done. um, but there's something that is like, yeah, pay more attention to the details, pay more attention to the details, because there's a lot of work. I'm sure that he had done a lot of work, or he had like saved a lot of work, but there's not like a regulation. It's like he probably prepares something, or he does something, and he gives it to other people, and those people manage it. So somehow, the material that he creates is being given to other people, just like this, because he cannot focus, like papers, and be like, oh, I'm going to do this, like legally I have to go and do this, mentally he cannot, um but I think that this had shown him, that he somehow has to start, like, I think that when he creates, he gets in this very obsessive mode, or obsessive process of like, oh, I'm working, so I'm looking here, and I'm working, and I'm resolving this, or I'm changing this, and I'm perfectioning this, and I'm working on on this that I'm doing, on this that I'm doing. um that he doesn't see, around, he doesn't see, what is going on around, or he doesn't, check on other aspects, like relationships, not relationships, but connections, contracts. He's just he's the one that creates, he's the one that creates, he's the one that finishes, or gives the final touches. So he's like, in a material sense, he's like creator, but he doesn't have like, he just delivers, and he's like, okay, I trust you guys that, I finished this, and I will give you this, this is the result that you guys wanted, right? But he's so um there's something that how can I say this? Because this is literally like a worker, the person that builds with their talents. They're builders. They don't know about business. They are creators. They create, and they deliver it. They're like, okay, I will give it to the person that needs to do what they need to do, but he doesn't know about the other processes, or he's not connected like that. He's like, I'm in charge of creating, or finishing, or giving shape to a song, or to a performance, or to, he's like this, he's great at this. But I think that he needs to take better care of what he produces, because he's like, he gives it, and he trusts. And it's like when you deliver something with no name in it, or when you deliver something with no tag, with no tag name, It's not signed. It's not like, oh, I did it. No, you just deliver it fresh. um the Two of Pentacles is giving me like, and the Ace of Wands is giving me like he could lose a bit, because from the Eight of Pentacles we come to the Two of Pentacles. So there could be a bit of losses of what he done in the past, a few. But there's a lot of like, maybe this is the reaction from him, and this is the reaction from the people around him supporting him and being very passionate and being very angry, and also being very like, aggressive when it comes to like, okay, grab wherever you can and let's start over, and let's start over. And I see him getting away with something, maybe of what he produced, or something that he can grab a hold of this and be like, this is mine, I'm taking this with me. And it can be like, very few, but he can adapt and start all over. He will have to start all over. I don't think that he can recover all of this, but maybe a few, a tiny part. But the Ace of Wands, it's somehow like a wake up call, a very aggressive, like thunderies. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but the Ace of Wands, I don't, here, there's, the creation, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of thundering, there's a lot of lighting. It's like this abrupt change, of energy and intention and force. It's like you have to start strong, but also grab very tightly to what you create. Grab very tightly to your possessions. Don't don't trust. Don't trust. Just hold on very tight to your possessions. There's going to be a brand new beginning. Of course, I think that whatever is going on, he's going to get a positive feedback for him. He's going to um, be able to come back from this, but you have to be more dominant. You have to be more dominant about your creations, about your life. Hold on tight and demand respect, demand the place, command the place. You cannot, just, it seems like he had taken advantage of, but it seems like he was so distracted working that he wasn't looking elsewhere. And also, I don't see people around him. So what is also going on with, does he have like a support system around him? Because I don't see anyone. So I only see him working, but focus on like, oh yeah, I have to do this. Oh yeah, this I have on my list. Oh yes, I have to go here. Very diligent, but where, why is no one supporting this man? But I think that also the audience also has like a strong force of like, let's defend him, or let's support him in this. But yeah, Three of Wands, the journey, he's definitely going to have to embark in a very passionate journey of reinventing himself, and also reinventing tactics, because you have to get more aggressive and passionate about your methods, about this that is going on. It's not so much about like, oh, I stay inside and I create, or I'm busy working, or I'm busy analyzing this, or I'm busy in creating this. I see him very isolated, like, no, because I was working on the details. Yeah, but you got lost in the process, and you have to be more dominant. You have to get a very tight hold of your possessions. You cannot trust just like this. You have to um, start a journey, move more, build better connections, connect with different people, talk to different people, get out of your comfort zone. I know that probably, because of his, his mental state, maybe he doesn't go out that much, but somehow the cards are like, you have to be more dominant about your life and start this journey. Just don't be isolated. Don't be on your own. Just reach out to people. Reach out to people out there. There's people that can help him. But yeah, for Christian. Okay, I'm going to continue with Ateex Jongho, and then I'm going to go, guys. Ateex Jongho. There's a collaboration coming for him, right? Okay. For Jongho of Ateex, we have Nine of Pentacles, we have the Moon, the Ace of Cups in the middle. It's a lovely Ace of Cups. The Two of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. And then from the other deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. It says collaboration. So it's either for him or for Ateex. More collaborations in the future to come. Very good, actually. I think that, yeah, I mean, 2025 for Jungho, I think that he still, has insecurities or is confused about his own potential. He probably gets recognized or people just, praise him for his individual talents. There's something about him, people knowing who he is or knowing, his role in the group. But I think that he finds it, sometimes he's like, he doubts himself a lot. In 2025 probably was this year where he started like, I'm still doubting my value. He probably struggles a bit with self-esteem as well, but he's very young. He's very young, so it's very understandable that there's moments where, even though he has, the praise of people, or when it comes to his actions, you see it, you see, the level of talent that he has. It's just that with the Moon card, there's this feeling of like, I don't know if I'm that loved or if I'm that value, if people really value what I do. I feel like sometimes they don't value me, or I don't value what I do, or I done this great, but I feel like it's not good enough, or I feel like, it's not what I wanted. Um, but yeah, in the middle we have the Ace of Cups. So I think that something, is opening. Maybe he is like, going through a sort of like a change in his perception about love and about acceptance. The Ace of Cups is like, maybe he's receiving a lot of love lately, from his people. Um, he's starting to open up, also be more vulnerable about, how maybe he pressures himself a lot. There's something about him maybe having certain standards about like, okay, I think I didn't do that well, or I think I should have done better. But the Ace of Cups is like, look at all the possibilities that are opening for you. Look at all the love that you're receiving. You are loved. You are loved. You are like your talent is endless, and there's something, and maybe he's like starting to open up a bit and receive the love, and be like, okay, I guess if people or the members compliment me that much, I guess it must be true. So I will start like opening to receive this because I believe I deserve it. So there's something that changed. It's just that I think that is Jongho a moon in Pisces or something like this? Because I think that he goes through um mood swings. I would say he goes through times where he doubts himself, or it's not doubting, it's just that for him sometimes it's not easy to comprehend if people really like him, or like, do you really like me because of who I am or of what I can do? This maybe because there's something about, when people are very talented, sometimes people are like, instead of being like, oh, I like you because you have a great personality, people are like, oh, I like you because you know how to do this. So there's something about him feeling like, um, people or the fans like me because of what I can do for the group, and they or they, they mention, my abilities to do something that is practical, um, or that is something that an idol has to do or know how to do, and I don't think that they address me as a person, oh, I like Jongho because he has a great sense of humor, there's something like sometimes he gets praise and he feels it like it's not that authentic, like maybe, the other members get praised for more like personal traits, and he feels like when it comes to me, they just say that I'm good at this. So it puts a lot of pressure on him also, because he's like, wow, what if one day I'm not that good? They're going to stop loving me. So yeah. But the Ace of Cups is like him opening up and being like, okay, he has been receiving a lot of love, a lot of good feedback, like genuine feedback. I think that this is something that maybe the fans should take, note about Jungho, that Jungho is very sensitive. So, if you want to compliment him, just tell him something from the heart. Just say something sensitive and sweet. Not so much of like, oh, you are the king of doing this or delivering this, because he knows he's talented. This is why he's an idol, because he has been training all his life to be like this. He wants like a more intimate connection with the fans. He wants the fans to be able to see that he's much more than this. That he's a sweet guy, actually. He's very sensitive. Um, but I think that he has been receiving a lot of love lately, and he has like opening up. He probably is much more sensitive now. Yeah, and the Two of Pentacles and the Three of Wands. There's more projects coming. There's more projects coming. There's a lot of work to do. I don't see Jongho or Ateex taking a break. I think that they will adapt because there's more plans, there's more planning, there's more territory to explore. Literally, I wonder if this has to do with them traveling, probably to places that they haven't been before. But it feels like we want to conquer. We want to conquer. We want to go there physically. We want to move there physically. We want to go to countries that, not a lot of people have access to go into these countries. We want to do this. Because I think that there's something about 80s still, and I see this, because I'm reading for Jongho, and there's something about their adaptability, that they are this group that they are like, we'll adapt. We will adapt. Whatever culture, whatever, we have to do, we will adapt. They are that passionate about their work. And I think that Jongho is finishing 2025, sorry. He's finishing this by realizing that maybe in the past he was very structured, he was very unflexible. He was like he was like very exigent, very tough on himself, because we have the nine of pentacles. So there's something about, when you are like, oh, I'm really good at this. People know I'm good at this, so I have to be the best at this. So there's something about he it's not that the fans don't see that his deepness or his ability to be more. It's just that he has to open and show another side of himself as well. He has to open, this sort of, um, this space that he has within himself of other talents or other sensitivities or other parts of himself. He has to open up and show it to the people, because he probably wants to do something else. Maybe, I don't know if it's acting, I don't know if it's like being an MC or something like this, but he's also looking forward to this. Like, I want to show another side of myself. And this is why the Ace of Cups is in the middle, because he's somehow opening, his imagination is opening. He's allowing himself to be like, okay, I guess, you know, I can show a bit much more of this other side, or I can start practicing, or I can start, a new journey or a new activity that is very far away from what people know of me already. And I think that he will do great. He will do great. And also, three of Pentacles, collaboration. He has to collaborate more with other people, that not just the 80s members, but probably have like collaborate more with other idols of your age, or with idols of other groups, or with your seniors, or with another kind of artist. Like, get in the middle of those groups. Start going out with them, start appearing in their shows. Let people see you. Let people see you. Let people see the deepness of Jongho, the deepness of his amplitude as an artist. Because he's so deep, he has a lot. It's just that, um, maybe he went through a process where he somehow is a bit resentful towards, the talent that you know him for. He's a bit resentful because he's like, I feel like I'm stuck in this. Like, people only know me for this, and I want to be more. Yeah, but you have to show. You have to let people see. What else do you got? What else? What is it about you? What do you have to offer? What do you want to explore? What is another talent that you have that you think that you will be good at, at sort of using and exploring and expanding? Like, show it. Show it. People are eager to see it. Show it. Yeah, more collaborations um for Joko. Yes. He's opening. It's just that he's tough. He's tough. He's a tough. It's not, when I say tough, I don't mean it like he's a tough guy, because this is probably one of the things that annoys him the most, is that people maybe think that he's tough, and he's like, I'm a sweet guy. I'm full of sensitivity. It's just that, maybe he acts tough or he acts like detached, but inside he's just a very sweet guy. He's a very sweet guy. But there's a lot of, the road is open for him, and the guys 80s is open, and they're so capable of keep creating. They're just like, so they're like a never-ending fountain of creation. It's just, it feels very, very full. It feels very prosperous. I like it. Yes, yes, yes. It's just that he must be there must be a lot of pressure for him. you know um he definitely wants to do great, but maybe he got stuck in certain exercises or certain ways. So so somehow also the audience got stuck, and they are like in this process of what, like, oh, they are evolving with other members because there's a member that is different now or is more going on this side, and he's like, well, everyone is evolving except me. I have to stay here and do the same part or the same line over and over and over, and I don't know how to get out of this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. Yeah, he's very young also. He's very young. Actually he's very balanced for a man of his age, because he's not, um he's not looking for sympathy. He's actually very, like, he reflects on himself. He's like, okay, I understand, that I do this. He's a very um self-aware person. This is why I'm like, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Thank you so much for everyone that were here today with me. And yes, I guess I will see you on Wednesday. Let's see if I can, you know, um, wake up and I can resume and bring back How Do They Flirt series for this next Wednesday. So I will create a community post so you guys can leave the recommendations in there. But thank you so much for being here with me and spending time with me. And yes, have a lovely Sunday. Okay. Bye.